History gets a terrible reputation. Somewhere along the way, we decided it was just dead guys, wars, and dates you forgot immediately after the test. Hello, friends. I'm G Wiggs, and this is History and Snark, where I try to bring you some of my favorite moments in history with a fun and snarky style. I love history and want you to love it too. These will be the stories of real people who led real lives. Their experiences shaped the world we live in now, for better or for worse. I want to introduce you to those people. I want to ask and answer a question about specific times and events. I want to show you that history is alive and breathing and not dead and buried. Now, a little about me. I go by G Wiggs. My students gave me that nickname when I first started teaching, and it's stuck ever since. I'm not a professional historian, but rather an amateur one. I'm actually a nurse and a nursing professor. I also have extensive experience in the theater, both as a performer and behind the scenes. My love of history started when I was a kid because of my dad. He's something of an amateur historian himself, specializing in the American Civil War and World War II. I fell in love with Tudor England in my 20s after reading a biography of Henry VIII. I also started reading historical fiction, which just made me want to dive into the actual history. Two of my other passions are theater and the Beatles. I've become quite the wellspring of knowledge about both, and we'll be talking about their histories as well. What we know about historical people and events is, of course, limited by the sources. While we may have rich sources for some, for others we have a scant few or none. I will always cite my sources, but know that any conclusions I make are informed by what sources we do have. All conclusions are my own, and there will be some things that we will just never be 100% sure of. What do I have in store for you in this first of hopefully many seasons? The first episode will concentrate on Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, one of my favorite topics. Were they in love, or was Anne playing him the whole time? Then I'll tackle Magna Carta. You probably learned it in school and then forgot it. I'll bring it to life and show what it means for us today. I see a lot of parallels between today's America and the America leading up to the Civil War. I'll talk about how main character syndrome got us into that mess. Then I'll end with an episode about my favorite band, the Beatles. The evolution from their first album to Sgt. Pepper is astounding, and it happened in just 4 years. I do want to mention that I will probably use expletives on the show. It's all part of my charm. I also may speak about sensitive topics. I feel there are things we need to talk about and not censor. I will put trigger warnings before any episode that may contain sensitive topics, so you can decide whether to listen or not. Thank you so much for listening to my introduction. I hope you'll keep listening and like the show. Tell your friends. That way I can make more shows and bring you more amazing people and events in history. And of course, Snark. So until next time, stay curious and stay snarky.